Hey y'all. Well, I'm alive. I redid it. I'm hoping folks that were in there will come back in and see what's going on, y'all. It's been one of those weeks, you know how it goes. Got everything all screwed up, had to rush to get in here. I had Sheila Tubbs and Jennifer Ocean, and I don't know who all else was in there. Jovita was in there. Uh, Several others maybe. Hey Sheila. I was hoping folks would pop back over here. Somehow or another, we had like 3 different ones popped up, and I couldn't get them to go away. And when I tried to delete them, dang, everything went off. Then had to reopen it. So here we are, guys. Another day. It's been a week, guys. It has been a week. In fact, I rushed in here at the last minute to get this thing set up. So I'm hoping that y'all can see my mess back here in the background. Just ignore it. Because it's like I say, it's been a wild week. Let's see if anybody else pops in and lets them know that I'm here, guys. I'm here. We are running. What to do with my tea? I left it over here. I'm gonna grab it, girls. I'm back. Set that down. I've been trying to. Hey, Jennifer. I'm so sorry, guys. I was trying to get this thing set up, and it just went nuts. It just went nuts, and I had like 4 of them set up across here, and I couldn't delete them off. And when I try to go remove, it would just go off to something else. So I had to go in and start over. So maybe others will pop in here in a minute and realize there's Jovita. I was just explaining, Jovita, I have like 4 windows open saying that it was all me. And when I'm trying to remove them to get rid of them, because I had the clatter or the background noise or whatever it is, the crazy noises that you get, I couldn't get rid of them. Here I am. Anyway, we made it back, guys. We made it back. Whew. It's been a week. And you can tell I'm rushing because I told Sheila, just ignore the stuff on the counters back here because it's piled up. Okay. Was that for me, Jennifer, or was that for you? For somebody else in the comment, because I didn't see it, but I will check it. As soon as I get off of here, I haven't checked it today. In fact, like I say, it's been it's been a rush all day. It has been a rush all day. Oh, me. Okay, well, I'll check it. I'll check it just as soon as we get out here. Is it something I need to know right now, Jennifer? If it is, I'll go check it while we don't have too many people in here. I'll check it while we don't have too many people in here. Let me see. Trying. Oops, we'll try again. Oh, Lordy. Get out of there. Guys, I like 104 having my 2,000 subscribers. I'm telling you guys, my mind is shot. Where's the Reverend? Yeah, really. Okay, I'll check it as soon as we get off of here then. Jennifer, thanks. Let's see. Reverend Dream, I'm assuming, so we're looking for. Yes, please, y'all. Please hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button and the like button, and all that stuff that you're supposed to hit. I was just going through before all of this rush trying to get on here, all of my pieces of film that I filmed to try to get out another video for you guys. But like I say, it's been a crazy week. Anyway, so we don't have 14 million background noises now like we have to start with. I was trying to get out of here. Whew. That may be your email right there. Nope, that's something from Temu. I don't see it, but I got a million things that I hadn't been through today, guys. Got a million things I hadn't been through. Well, guys, did I tell y'all last week I have 2 babies that I'm having to bottle feed now? It has been crazy, and it has been super cold, down in the 20s. So I had those little they're baby lambs, guys. Baby lambs, not goats. So this is a new experiment with me. I've never had to bottle feed lambs. Goats are easy to bottle feed. These little suckers are getting better. In fact, now they just about knock me down. They think I'm mama. Then I got part of my video. I'm sitting out on the front porch. And I was trying to get them out on the steps. And I was trying to get them little devils to go out there and eat some grass. Well, that wasn't going. They decided, oh, heck no, we're not eating grass. We're going to suck, Mom. So they were all over me trying to get a bottle. I said, you're not going to get anything under there. All up under my shirt and stuff. It was really funny. Let's see. And did Reverend Joe came in. I thought I saw something from him. Did we? I don't see him. I don't see him in the comments so far. Oh, you're asking about him. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Oh, maybe he'll pop in a few minutes. Haven't seen him lately. You know, it's been super cold up there. I don't see how you guys that live in that super cold weather do it. I mean, in the 20s here, I'm about to freeze to death. Fingers feel like they're falling off. I cannot imagine. You know, we see these guys that live in Alaska and people that have a lot of snow. I don't see how you do it. I really don't. I really do not see it. But anyway, whew. Yeah, the little lambs, they are so cute, guys. So, and they don't jump and carry on as much as little goats do. But now they've been doing some little acrobatics, and I am hoping that I can get some of it on camera. I got a couple of little things. Had them both in the house when it was 20-something degrees, guys. That was a mess, because then they had diarrhea. You're talking about puppy pads going down the drain. Them little suckers from eating so much. There's Wheat and Jesus is Lord. Hello. Glad to have you in here. Oh, it don't take much to confuse me. And now I don't even remember what my title was. I think it's been a crazy week or wild week or something. Anyway, if you don't find the email later, just email me and I'll reply with a copy and paste of the email. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Let me write myself a note, because, you know, I'm not my brain just don't work like most folks. Let me grab a tablet here. My little handy dandy notepad. It says no live tonight. Wow. That was last night's. That was last, or no, I don't know when it was. It was several weeks ago, guys. Sorry about that. When I missed one, I don't even remember now what was going on, but something was going on. I was probably sick, or, you know, having one of them senior moments. Wait says she's having. Sweet, it's been a senior moment all day here. And I was trying to get this thing started up, and I had 4 of them open. And it had all kind of echoing and squealing and carrying on in the background. When I tried to get rid of them, I got rid of everything. Then I had to go close it all down, get it opened back up again, had people in, and they disappeared. And like I say, it's been one of them nights. Woo, Lord. No, that's what you read too. No live tonight. Well, I don't know why it says no live tonight, guys. And I may have clicked on that. I may have clicked on the wrong one when I was trying to reopen it this last time. And if I did, I'm so sorry, guys. I hope y'all come in. Hope y'all come in anyway. You know, like I say, I'm real dangy. So if you don't get it, it's my own fault. What can I say? It's my own fault. But whew, we've been rushing around here. Those two little butters, I'm telling you, they're getting 8 ounces at a time. And I ran out of lamb's milk replacer today. So I'm got about half of the lamb's milk and half of goat milk replacer. And I got them mixed in there together. So we're going to see how that goes, guys. I don't know if they're going to like it or not. But, everybody said, I Googled it, and it says it's fine to give them goat's milk, guys. So maybe it'll be all right. Oh, Lordy, I don't know what's going on. As soon as you sit down, you get to yawning, guys. And then I'll stay up till midnight or after. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't go to sleep when I want to go to sleep. And I'll be sleepy before then, and then it goes away. It's over with. I had to get a hold of some meditation or some alcohol or some, what is it, melatonin or something. I'm out of my little cream that I've been putting on my feet, magnesium cream I've been putting on my feet. And I'm telling you guys, that stuff worked. Doing that and dropping the castor oil in my belly button. So anyway, my belly button is an innie, and it's a deep innie. I got lots of rolls here, people. My cat ate 2 slices of mozzarella cheese today. Holy moly, your cat is going to be rolling around. 2 slices. Your cat was hungry. It must have been an awful little pie. Yep. That's exactly right. I've been trying to get them to eat grass today. I had them out in the front in the dog run in the front yard where they go out their potty door. And they were more interested in my legs and under my shirt and everywhere else instead of trying, because they know I'm the one with the bottle, so I'm mama. So they try to follow me around like I'm something. I don't know what in the world we're going to do with them. But anyhow, guys, that's the way it goes. Full of yawns tonight. But anyway, I'm gonna get them little I'm gonna get these little devils going, because I'm gonna miss my YouTubes. I was out there, my meetups that I was planning on going on. I'm already having to I canceled the motel room in Helen because I was afraid that if I didn't get to go, I had to pay for 3 days. So I called them and canceled, and I said, if there's any way I can come, I'll call y'all back. And she said, well, we'll probably still have a room available. She says, no, we're not very booked up yet. So hopefully, they'll be able to pull one out for me. I've stayed at that motel a lot. So anyway, maybe pull a bunch of grass. You know what? I did put some really good alfalfa, the dried alfalfa, in a bowl in there, and it disappeared. So I'm thinking they must have ate it or spread it in with the other hay, and I didn't see it spread in with the other hay. And I did pull a handful of fresh grass where I could find some fresh grass and put it in there, but they kind of spread it. They didn't know what to do with it, but that was before I put the alfalfa in, like several days before. So maybe they were just too doggone young. There's Reverend Joe Jacobson. Mr. Joe, I'm glad to see you. I hope y'all haven't frozen to death up there in Iowa. Whew, I was just saying, I don't know how in the heck y'all handle all that cold weather up there. Ignore all the mess in the background. Haven't had time to do anything. These children are keeping me busy. My babies, the lambs. Looks like a live to me. Sorry about that. Yeah, they just told me that it says no live tonight. Well, that was one that I didn't do several weeks ago that I missed. Probably sick. I don't even remember what it was that I didn't do it for. But anyway, when I had a whole ton of these things up here, and I had like 4 of them, I was trying to delete them off, couldn't get rid of them. And then I had all kind of squelching noises in the background. You know how that goes, Mr. Joe. So anyway, we're back. I guess when I went back in to try to get rid of that and went back in, I hit the wrong button. So that's the way it goes. Like I say, I like 104 having my 2,000. I'm so excited about that, guys. I never thought I would get there with my little dingy stuff I post. But anyway, maybe someday I'll learn how to use one of these doggone computers. I'm not good, guys. I'm not good at it. You can show me how to do it, or tell me how to do it, and I can read it, and I can't got enough sense to figure out how to make it work. So, that don't help me a whole lot. Somebody's got to actually sit down with me and show me how to do it, and do it slow so that I can do it myself a time or two. And then once I do it myself a time or two, I can do it again. Anyway. Yeah, that was the one I missed a couple of weeks ago. And I guess when I run back in there trying to get it, I clicked the wrong one. But anyway, Mr. Joe, I'm here. And my sugar probably went to my brain. Well, I'm as dizzy as I am tonight. I'm a dingy old heifer tonight, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, Lord Jesus. Oh, guys. Whew. Yeah, trying to rush around here. Had to rush out there and give those little suckers a bottle. I'm talking about some suckers too. Whew. Did y'all see the little short that I put out? And I said, what is this? It had the little tail going. It was so doggone cute. I thought it was the cutest thing. And then about 20 seconds later, I scanned it on up to the front. You could see that it was a lamb. Somebody said happy tails or happy wagon tail or something. I don't know. It was what it said. But anyway, it's had like 500 and something views on that short, maybe more than that now. That was yesterday when I saw it. And I thought it was so funny. But Mr. Joseph's all. Yep, that's right. If we didn't have something going on, we wouldn't, it would be a boring place if everybody was perfect, wouldn't it? Well, you don't have to worry about getting bored here at my house. I'm telling you. Yeah. I was going to rake up. We got a little small paddock, and I mean, it's very small. It's about the size, maybe 50 foot, maybe 50 foot long, and about 16 foot wide, maybe. But it was so full of leaves that I was out there today raking the leaves. Well, my old big rake had one of those big plastic rakes. Well, that thing broke right in half. We done repaired it one time. Joey had put a piece in there to fix the doggone thing, and then I broke it off. And I told Joey, I says, well, we're going to have a new one of these because this one just bit the dust. So I went out there and got our old metal rake. Well, it already had 2 or 3 of the little tongues broke off of it, and doggone, I didn't mess it up the rest of the way. I got to laugh, and I walked back up here, and I said, okay, here, I'm going to lay these on the flatbed. I said, you can take the handles out of them. We'll need them for something else. He said, you done broke both the rakes. I said, yep, both of them were craps anyway. He said, no, you can just tear up anything. That's what it is. So I guess I'm tearing up everything today, guys. But anyway, I was trying to get those leaves that were 6 inches back there from all the tree limbs raked up so that I can get those little baby lambs in the front up here and get them separated, because I can't keep them in them stalls forever, and if I'm going to be doing my YouTubes, somebody could go out there and put food over into them once I get them to eating food. Now, if I pick their little faces up and put a couple of pieces of food in my hand and just kind of put it up to their mouth, they'll chew on it. I don't know if they swallow it or not, but they chew on it, So they're gonna figure it out. Let's see, down to freezing point overnight, though. I know how that goes. It was pretty warm out here. It was about 50 here today. It was pretty nice out there, but the wind was blowing. If the wind hadn't have been blowing, it would have been much, much better. Oh, you seen the short? I thought it was cute as it could be, because I was just happened to have the camera laying there, and I picked it up and videoed, and I said, I got to post this, guys. I got to post it. So, well, actually, it was my phone, but I don't have my phone. Is not in order to set my phone up to use Filmora. To pay more, so I'm not going to pay it again. Doggone it, I'm already paying more than I ought to, and I made it out. Well, I made $100 and something. $150 or something on YouTube, but that's okay. Doggone it, it's life. So it's me. What can I say? It's me. But we're working at it, trying to get these little critters going. I got to get that front section. I wanted to make sure when I was out there raking, I want to make sure that nothing had dug under it or anything, all the way around the whole thing, to make sure that I could put those little critters out there and not have to worry about them if I put them up front, because it's got almost the whole thing has 1x1 wire that Joey brought home when he was working, doing some shutdown jobs in one of these plants. He brought home some pieces because I'm always building pens and all. And these were held the, I think they held air conditioning filters in one of these big plants. And they were kind of slanted and had this wire, and I guess they slid the filters in like that. But anyway, so he brought them home, and I took those things apart and mashed the wire back out flat. And I did that whole front pasture over here, or paddock, or whatever it is. It's really a paddock. It's about half an acre. Anyway, maybe 3/4 of an acre. But anyway, I did that whole thing in this wire, except for just a little bit of it that missed on the very front. We ran out of it. But anyhow, so that little section there is not all in that wire. I've got 2 more pieces of it that I have not put in. So I am hoping that I can get that up and get it on that gate out there. The gates just don't fit. It's not the gate that should be there, but you know how that goes. So I'm hoping that I can get all this stuff set up, and somebody won't have to actually get in the pen. They can just reach over the top and pour them in some food, and I'll have them eaten by the time April gets here. Eating regular grass and eating regular food. They should be anytime. They're eating a little bit of food now if I just push their heads down in it. They'd rather have a bottle though, guys. They'd rather have a bottle. I am going to, this next week, I'm going to try to wean them from the bottle and make them start drinking their formula out of a bowl. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. Out of a feed container. So I'm going to start putting the warm milk in there, and I'm going to try to, let them suck on my finger and guide it down to where they learn to suck out of the water or the milk out of a feed bucket or whatever. Anyhow, so, gosh, y'all, when I had those 2 in there, I was having to change the potty pads like every hour. But it was so doggone cold, I was just scared they'd freeze out there by themselves without their mama to keep them warm, And, but I got them, went out and dug out one of my big dog crates, for a real big dog. I dug that thing out and got it put out there in the stall that I had them in. And I got it covered up with some blankets and stuff. And then I took a heat lamp and I got it out there. And so they're pretty doggone warm now. Of course, right now it's not down in the 20s. It's got maybe 30 last night. So that's a whole lot better. Hi, Amy, I'm assuming. How are you, girl? Yeah, I was just telling everybody that it's been a heck of a week here, girl. It has been one heck of a week. Yeah, these the little critters, so I'm hoping with that. Well, and then I put 1 piece of plastic across the front. So they got an opening about a foot wide in the front there, that hopefully they'll go in there. Right now they're going in there. So I got that heat lamp kind of leaned where it's hanging and leaning where it goes into that crate. So as long as they're in that crate, I don't have to worry about them, because it keeps them right toasty inside there and got a lot of hay on the bottom. So, and then they can still come out in the stall and get to their food and water and all that. So hopefully they'll go in there and I don't have to worry about them. Don't have to bring them little suckers back in the house, because boy, they're a mess. Oh, wow. So you guys had a lot of bad weather up your way too, all that snow and everything. Amy, I know y'all had a heck of a mess. I've heard all about it out that way. But they had everything closed down too, a lot of places anyway. Whew. Yeah. I don't have to worry about that. I got some grand news, guys, but I'm not able to spill the beans until after March the 4th. But I'm so excited, guys. After March the 4th, I may have to pop in on March the 5th or that evening on March 4th and tell y'all, because I'm so excited. Can't tell y'all. I've been sworn to secrecy until then. So anyway, been waiting. Oh, and more and more and more. Let's see what else has been going on. Oh, I did get one of my little I'm using it as a planter. It was a box that some kind of gear or something came in where Jeremy works. He brought it home, and I painted that thing up with some oil-based paint and all so that it wouldn't ruin the wood. Because it's not treated wood or anything. And I oiled it up. Not oiled it. I painted that thing up good and put a big thick coat of paint on it. Let that sucker dry, and I filled it up with my good potting soil. So put that sucker. Look at that. Jennifer's trying to guess already. Let's see. Yeah. So we're waiting and got that done. And I'm gonna put carrots. I'm gonna try to put carrots in there. See how they do, guys. I was wondering if any of you guys, it says you could plant carrots at this time of year, but will the frost kill the little leafy tops on them? So in other words, do I need to cover it up at night to keep the frost off of them if we're having these cold frosty nights like we're having now? So I got it ready. I got the soil in there and the everything that I need going. Got some good dirt and all I got to do is get those seeds in there and figure out whether I got to put some kind of little arch plastic sheet over it at nighttime or not. So somebody that's raised carrots early in the year when it's still doing this, because the only ones I've ever planted, I didn't plant until April or something. Didn't have to worry about all that. But I wanted to try it, because I figured if the carrots don't make it, I can always put cabbage in there. Or not cabbage, I'm always putting lettuce in there. I love some romaine lettuce. So I can drop some romaine lettuce seed in there and just have tons of nice leafy salads going on around here. And what we got left, I can always feed to the critters, right? And they like lettuce. They like lettuce. Let's see what else is going on, guys, this week. It's been one heck of a week. Back and forth and up and down and around about, It has been one week. It has been a week. Oh, gosh, what else is going on? What else is going on? I did a whole video, guys. Had my GoPro set up, and it did not record. I don't know if I just didn't mash something right, or if I had it maybe set where it only recorded for, like 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever. Clicked on it, but anyway, it started, and then that was the end of that. Keep the covering up off the leaves too. Okay, keep them. Okay, it's okay. I do have a piece of plexiglass, and I was thinking, well, I can set that plexiglass over it, at night when it's cold, and then just slide it off during the day. That way I don't have to worry about it. It'll be sealed up pretty doggone good, but there is one little crack over on one side that's a little bit lower, so you'll be able to get some fresh air in there too. So I don't think we'd have to worry about anything freezing or ruining that way. So that's what I'll do. Yeah, it's been happening. It's been happening. It's going on around this house, guys. It's going on around this house. But all right. So Mr. Joe's done give me my information I needed to know. That's good. So I was going to call somebody or contact somebody that would know about that kind of stuff. So I don't have a clue. In fact, I had to look it up. Google is, I don't know what we're going to do when Google's all gone. I got tons of books, so I can go back to my books. But I had to Google it to make sure it would be all right to give them the goat milk. Figured it would be. But it does have copper and selenium in it. And I know you can't give the horses a lot of copper and selenium. They get a tiny bit, but not much. A friend of mine had some really high dollar walking horses that he was selling for like, $10,000 a piece. And he said, well, they got to have this. So he just went and bought a whole block of it and put it out there in his pasture. Couldn't figure out what was happening to his horses. They were dying, and it was because he had that block in there. He didn't know it. So poisoned his own horses, sad guy. And there is Hiking with Jackie Boy. Hello. I'm so glad to see you. I love all those walks that y'all do. You have some pretty country out there where y'all live. You live out there in Texas too, don't you? Pretty sure that's where you live. We got I don't know. It's not a powwow. we got something going on here that's going to be in Columbus. I believe it's in Columbus. And I signed up for it. But it's going to be a big thing. It's going to be at the Coliseum, I think. So can't wait to see that. But I'm going. If nothing doesn't happen anyway, I'm going to go. Let's see what else is. Yep, I thought you were in Texas. I'm dingy, but I try to remember. Guys, I try to remember. Oh, Lord. Anyway, well, Jovita, wasn't that wonderful, guys? I don't know if you all keep up with Jared Crocker, but I like to watch Jared Crocker on the South Texas Roots. And I was so happy that his dad is doing much better and that the cancer in his bladder, kidneys, or whatever had gone away. You know, it's a miracle. All the prayers that people have put out there, I am just so happy about that. It's a blessing. And that's what I told them. I said they need to keep up using those the moringa that he's been taking and all eating the right kinds of foods because it sure has helped him. And you know, God give us that stuff to keep us from having to take all these medications that are out there. We just got to make ourselves use them. Let's see. Buffalo Harvest Saturday in Floresville, Texas. Okay, I don't know where that is. Floresville. Oh, cool. That sounds like a wonderful thing. Try to video as much as you can of it because it's amazing to me. I mean, it really is. I mean, we all need to get back to our roots, and you know, anybody that can live just and survive on their own, man, it's just amazing to me. I watched I don't know if you guys ever watched those. It's like The Naked and Afraid or whatever. The one I watched was in Australia, and it was alone. And they dropped 10 contestants off in Tasmania around an island. They were like 10 kilometers or whatever apart from each other. And there was this one lady there, and she was pretty overweight, not huge overweight, but you know, she was like me. She was pretty chunky. And she wanted, that's who I wanted to win. I was rooting for her the whole time, and I was so excited about it. She lives off grid and helps with some teaching people to live like that, to live off grid. So at least she was just entertaining. It was just so funny. I don't watch that kind of stuff very often, but I watched that whole series of them. I think it was like 6 or 7 shows of it, but it was real interesting. Jennifer says they have some serious bugs. They have serious bugs everywhere, baby. It's them darn snakes that I'd have to worry about. I couldn't believe that guy was reaching up under them banks and digging around for stuff. Eels, I think, is what he was trying to dig out there. Oh, hello. There's Ark Wild Man Survival. I don't know if I told you, but I love the one where you were canning tomatoes or something. I can't remember now what you were canning, but you were canning them outside over the fire, and I just loved that. It was so interesting, you know, because I seen my parents do that kind of stuff. Not my parents, my grandmother, and you know, watched them make soap, and I've made lye soap and all too. But it's just amazing to me that people still know how to do that. And those are things that needs to be passed down, because so many people don't have a clue how to do that stuff. Let's see. Oh, bison steaks. I've never had them. Are they good? Are they juicy? Are they tough? It would be interesting to know. You know, I've eaten a lot of different things, but wow. Jovita said her cousin did a Survivor in Venezuela, but not naked. But boy, them folks had to poke their eyes out if they seen me out there running around naked. You know, 20 years ago now, I could have done that survival and won because I was tough and very, very, I could just do all kinds of things and had power and energy out the zing zang. But it would kill me now to do that kind of stuff. I look at those things and I'm thinking, guys, come on. Y'all can't be that dumb. Some of the things they do, it just makes you wonder, what in the heck are they thinking, you know? But anyhow, yeah, they have people that get there. Let's see. Vita said she has had bison burger and it was very good. I've never had that, but I would like to try it, guys. I really would. Says it's very lean. Well, you know, I love deer meat. We uh we used to eat a lot of deer meat, believe me, and rabbit and squirrel and anything else that we could get. In fact, my brother and I have even killed blue jays when we were kids and cooked them over his spit, you know, just because we were out there and doing stuff and didn't want to come home, you know. Terrible people, aren't we? I look back now and think, I bet people that lived around here thought, boy, them some heathen youngins. We were some heathen youngins. I know we were. Because Mom, they put us out the door and daggone, you didn't open that door back up until late in the evening, you know. And we didn't live in town. We didn't have no street lights to come on or nothing. But anyway, the backstrap, I know that's right. The backstrap on the deer is absolutely delicious. Oh, I bet it would be good. I bet it would be good. Y'all making my mouth water. I've heard that moose is real good also. Never had any moose. I know a lot of people eat it, and I hear that it's a real lean meat also. Avita said that she would never do anything like that in her life with her poor survival skills. Well, you know what? I have seen them that had absolutely no survival skills, and they're the ones that toughed it out the most. I think it has a lot to do with mental. You know, if you don't let those, you know, I told my husband, we were talking about it, and I said, these people that get those pictures out and go to looking at them and get to talking about missing their family and all that, I think one of the worst things they can do is take that picture with them, because that's going to make them miss them that much more. And when you're already out there and you're already depressed and you're already hungry and you go to thinking about it and look at that picture, they're at home watching TV, eating popcorn, ice cream, or whatever, and here I am out here suffering, you know, that just makes them want to quit that much more. I think it would give you that incentive to quit. I think if I were to have ever done anything like that, I don't think I would take a picture. And I don't think I would talk about them a whole lot either. They might think I didn't care nothing about them, but I think the more you talk about it, the more it would make you more depressed or more apt to want to know what was going on. You know how that goes. I don't know. But anyhow, I have built huts and forts and stuff in the woods my whole life, camped out in a tent and just out in the open and stuff my whole life. And so doing stuff like that has never bothered me. So I think I would have been pretty doggone good at it, but I am not good at building a fire. With them fire doing that, no, I am not good at it. So my little butt would have to take me some warm clothes. The lady that won this one, guys, did not even take a sleeping bag. And it was freezing weather, you know, really freezing weather and rain and all. So she had an opossum, like what we have here with the long tails and all that, and a possum are two different animals. I had no clue. When they said possum, I just thought of what we call possums is opossum, you know. But anyway, it's kind of a furry animal, kind of like a about the size of a gopher, maybe. I don't know, but a thicker hair. Anyway, she had made her a whole coat, and it was huge. And she used that to cover up with out of these possum, what they called possums. Not what we got possums, but what they call possums there. And it was just amazing to me. Yeah, I don't know if it's I've got a tough mind, Jovita, or if I'm just too stupid to know that I would be better off. You know, we lived so darn poor my whole life when we were kids. I didn't think, you know, we didn't think about it. Being out there and scraping around and shooting squirrels and having to cook them over a spit or whatever just never fazed me. In fact, took two of my girlfriends on a ride with me one time, horse ride. And we're riding with some people over in Clay County, Alabama, and we were riding in one of the national forests. So when we got out there, one of the guys that I was riding with said, I'm going to buy some hot dogs. And he said, we'll just have hot dogs on the ride. I said, okay. So he bought a thing of mayonnaise and a thing of ketchup and some hot dogs and some buns, throwed them in his saddlebag, and there we go. Well, we're riding down through there, and about lunchtime, they all pull over, and they start raking up leaves and little sticks in the middle of the trail, and raking back the stuff around it. And they set up a fire, and those girls are looking, and they had seen them as we rode along. They'd break off a stick or branch or something, and I'd see him up there riding along with his knife out, scraping down the ends of it. Well, doggone. Nothing to eat for 21 days and walked out during extraction. Wow. Yeah, I don't see how in the world they do it. I do not see how they do it. Yeah, 21 days, my little fat butt. I could use a 21-day diet, but I don't think I could do without 21 days. I'd be eating me some grubs or something. I don't know. I'm one of those people that is like, I could eat it as long as I have to look at it. If it looks, I don't know if I could get it down, but I guess if I was hungry, if you're hungry enough, you'll eat, right? I got tickled at this woman. She was eating earthworms. And I'm thinking to myself, they're just full of dirt, they really are. I don't know if she slung the dirt out of them or squeezed it out or whatever, but she was eating them. She said, oh, this is not too bad. A little bit gritty. She said, tastes like bacon. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I don't think I taste like no bacon now, guys. Oh, Jesus is Lord says she had an elk one time, cooked it just like do deer steak. I didn't care for it. It was like bubble gum. Could not be. It was tender, but never broke apart like deer beef. Girlfriend, you sound like me. Joey and I went to eat today, and it had a lot of fat on it. The steak that I got had a lot of fat on it, doggone it. And so I was cutting off the little pieces around the edge, and I got so tickled. I said, my dogs are going to love this. And this guy that was sitting across from us, he just kept looking at me and looking at me. And I got to laughing because, he was over there eating. He probably thought, what's this woman cutting all this fat off of her steak for? But anyway, I'm just not into the greasy fat-like parts. I guess if you were starving to death, you'd be glad you had it, I'm not starving. You can look at me and tell there ain't no starvation going on around this house. Yeah, I watched one of those where a guy was in the military, and good-looking guy too, Havita. And he was in there, and he done got disgusted. And then he done really well. He was leaving. I mean, he'd done his days that he was supposed to be done. And then they come up on another group working out their last few days. Doggone, if he didn't stay and finish theirs up with them to help them out. I'm going, my God. He was sure enough tough. He had a little bit of a temper, a little fire in him, but that's okay. We all want a little fire. Wait till she take her some little Debbie snags. Yeah, I got tickled, They said they could take 10 items. And I don't know how many changes of clothes they had, but, it looked like to me they were all wearing the same thing, so they couldn't have had more than 2 or 3. I got tickled. They, one girl, she took a big block of salt. It looked like the pink Himalayan salt. And boy, she was scraping that salt there and putting it on something. And then she says, ooh, too much salt. Well, I was wondering when she was going to quit scraping. I guess she was just not thinking about how much she was putting in there. But boy, she was scraping a lot of salt off of that block. And I mean, she took a big old block. But that was one of her 10 items that she took. That was the girl that won, though. It just floors me how they do that stuff. And yeah, that Naked and Afraid, boy, I'm telling you what. I can't even imagine. ordered bison from the top place here that ships with dry ice. Very expensive too. Like wax in her mouth, just gross. Maybe, you know what? Maybe the bison would be better if you just ground it up and run it through. I don't know. You know, there's got to be some way that they cook that stuff that makes it good, or too many people wouldn't be doing it that way. But you know, the people that live in super cold climates like the really northern side of Alaska and all that. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Yeah, I can't even imagine. Yeah, but you know, there's got to be some way to cook that stuff that makes it good because there's too many people that eat it. But you know, I noticed that some of those people that live in the super northern climates, they want as much fat as they can get. But I guess because so much of their food is, you know, dehydrated or fish or whatever, and they said they needed it. They need that fat because it helps to keep their bodies warm too. I guess it's just wherever you live and whatever you grow up into. So yeah, I don't know. But Jennifer, that sounds like it would be interesting to try anyway. Interesting to try. I might have to give mine to the cat too, Ovita. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Mr. Joe says I have 13 minutes left. He must be getting tired of listening to me rattle on tonight. Not got a whole lot going on tonight, guys. It's been one heck of a week. Bottle feeding those little lambs has been one heck of a chore. Because, I mean, when they go to holler, and they did really good, though. Even when I had the two in here, they did really good. I'd feed about midnight, and they would be fine till about 8 or 9 o'clock the next morning, even with Joey up walking around. But oh my God, let me open my mouth or walk by and them see me, and them little devils went nuts. Yeah, they do make a lot of winter gear out of their stuff. And you know what? Also, Seal. Seal is one of the very few things that is actually waterproof, and they make a lot of gloves and I guess foot gear like socks, except they wear the boots that are like super size, and they have that Seal. They'll have like a pair that's fur, and then they'll have like a pair that's made with the seal skin, and that way if their shoes get wet or whatever should happen to leak, that seal skin is absolutely waterproof, and if it's sewed right. And so the people that know how to do that kind of stuff, and that's another thing that needs to be taught. You know, they have schools out there, people, that they allow them to actually take days off to take their kids out and teach them how to hunt and fish and you know, learn the trades and the things that their families did. Thank you, Mr. Joe, for coming in. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for coming in and watching me act fool on here every weekend or every Monday night. Love you guys. Really do. Thank you for coming. Yeah, it's been one heck of a week. Those little lambs are something else. They are so funny to watch too. And boy, howdy, they go nutso. Let's see. Yeah, trying to think of what else is going on. But you know, it's interesting. It is interesting to me to watch that kind of stuff because you know you learn a lot from watching and seeing. I'm one of those visual people anyway. I have to see it done for it to stick in my brain. So even I guess you know they say there are people that learn a lot of different ways, and some learn from reading, some learn from whatever. I'm one of those visual people. I have to actually see it and touch it and taste it and eat it and lick it and everything else for it to stick in this brain of mine. And then sometimes it don't stick, folks. Sometimes it still don't stick. Let's see. Jennifer says she needs it too. I guess that's why I watch that kind of stuff, because you know you learn a lot from that kind of stuff. I would have never known a lot of things. But like I say, when, we were kids, we ran around out here in these woods like it was nothing for us to throw up a fort. We called them forts, but actually they were just little leaned over logs and this and that and the other. We'd pull a little sapling down and tie it off to another tree and throw a tarp over it and shoot. We'd be sleeping there all night, not even think nothing about it. And back then we had bobcats and all kind of stuff. I'm sure we still got them now, but I don't see them like we did then. But when we were a kid, we stood on the back porch here at this house when I was a little girl, when my grandmother was still alive, and watched two bobcats fight right there in the backyard. You just don't think about it, but I guess when them cats go crazy, they're just like any other cats. They have to do their thing too. But they were just as loud and crazy as tame cats do when they're in heat. So it was amazing to me. I'll never forget that. Being seeing that kind of thing. Let's see. Guys, we got 10 left, about 9 minutes left. But anyway. Oh, Lordy. Yeah. Let's see. The Reverend Dream popped in. Hello. I'm so glad to see you. He is a sweetheart. I love his lessons. And a lot of your it's enlightening. Everybody's views of what they read and see in the Bible, what they get out of the Bible, are interpreted a lot of different ways. And everybody's interpretation, if you put them all together, it's very interesting. The different ways. It's just like interpreting poetry or anything else, or a lot of things, So I love the way you describe and show your views of your Bible studies. Anyway, let's see. And Reverend Joe, you also. It's interesting. It really is. I'm glad you're participating and coming in to see all the stuff. Yep, lessons from childhood last a lifetime. That's right, because you don't ever forget them. And I guess being so poor, we raised all our foods. And I mean, up until I was 17 or 18 years old, we were still eating canned foods that my grandmother had put up and put out in the smokehouse. And she'd wrap them up in old newspaper and she'd have them wrapped up real good and boxed up. And they might have been 7 or 8 years old, but we were still eating them and they were still good, guys, as long as she kept the moisture off of them. And a lot of times, if it was something that she was afraid might be acidic enough that the lid might start to rot, she would actually take the old paraffin wax and melt it and drip it into the top of it and then put the lid on it so that the wax would seal it off. If there were any acids in there that might eat on the lid, the food would still be good inside there. So, I mean, you don't ever see that anymore. Nobody ever shows to do anything like that. So it's just amazing. And also, we didn't have the melted candy like you have now, that you can just go and get the chocolate wafers or whatever and melt them down and dip your candies and cookies in. We always had the paraffin, and we would scrape off, grate down the paraffin and put it in our chocolate and make it where when you dip the candies or whatever you were baking into it, it sealed off and you had that good taste without the waxy taste in it. People just don't learn that stuff nowadays unless you're big at cooking, Anyway, well, guys, we have only got about 5 or 6 more minutes, but want to remind everybody, without the good Lord up there, where would we all be? So let's be nice to people around us, even when they're mean to us, because we don't know what they're going through. And a lot of people out there just don't live the life that none of us live the life. None of us are perfect. God knows I'm not. But they just don't. They don't know they're lost. And so if we're good to people, even when they're really ugly to us, maybe it'll make a change in their lives, and maybe it'll help them or give them a boost to get through another day. We don't know what people are going through, but it's always interesting to me that when I'm in town and I have somebody that's really being nasty, the more nicer I am to them, the more they look at me like, what's wrong with this woman? Even, they may continue, but then they'll start, even after they've been that way, it changes. It really does. And it makes a difference, guys, in other people's lives. And it's like, several times I'll be in town and I'll see something that I think is pretty. They're nice, that somebody will have on, an older lady, especially older people. And I'm that older people too. Come next month in March, I'll be 66 years old. But anyway, okay, Reverend Joe said his grandmother drank mostly instant coffee. Yep, and she topped him off with a paraffin. That's exactly right. It's just amazing. Back in the day, that instant coffee is not good, guys. It's not good to me, but it's whatever. I'm not one that would be dipping snuff either, but my grandmother dipped snuff my whole life when I was little. She was always had that snuff in her mouth. I worked with a lady one time, and I'm not going to say her name, but she would put that stuff in her mouth, and then she'd go to say something, and it would be puffing out. You can see it puffing out, and then she'd have the little lines running down the wrinkles in this part of her mouth. But she'd keep that stuff in her mouth so long. Ugh, I don't know what it is about it. I tried one time. A friend of mine was dipping tobacco. They'll put it in their mouth and all this. And so I said, let me try that. Because he kept talking about how good it was. And I put me a little pinch in there, and it about killed me. It stuff burned and made your mouth water. And I can't even imagine why people would want to do that. But, it's the same thing. But anyway, yeah, my grandmother, the things that we learned, we drew water out of the well. Many times we drew water out of the well to drink, and, just, we had an old gourd out there, one of those old long gourds, and everybody drank out of the same gourd handle, you'd wheel down and get that nice cold water out of the well and roll it back up that windlass and get you a gourd and get you a drink of water. Man, it was so good. You'll never see anything like that nowadays. I guess we had less germs back then than they have now. Our bodies were more inclined or acclimatized to all the germs around us. The more clean you are and the more sanitary and everything around you, you're more susceptible to germs. That's right. Your body is conditioned to things. That's right. Exactly. That's what I was trying to get out. Thank you, Amy. I'm so glad you caught us here tonight, too. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. And you have a wonderful night, too. Well, guys, it is just about over. We got 1 minute left. I want to tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all. I love y'all and appreciate y'all coming in and listening to my ramblings. And we'll be getting out some videos of them little lambs this week, and also of my planting. Getting my carrot beds ready. So we will see y'all in the next day or two on video. I hope y'all will like them. Hit that like button, subscribe, whatever, if you have not already. And we will see y'all later. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for coming in. Love you guys.